Hello, YouTube, and welcome to channel Anna Bella. And today I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of Doctor Who series 11. That's 10 fingers and one makes 11, with Jodie Whittaker playing the 13th Doctor, which is 10 and 3. Whoopie doo. Well, I thought it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I liked the mystery element to it. It did have kind of a lot of Predator type feel going on, especially with Tim, whatever his name was, Tim Shaw, the alien who put teeth on his flesh. Kind of creepy and scary, which was good for Doctor Who. Yes, lots of hand movements. Yay. Um, I really enjoyed it. I particularly liked the fact that it focused on Ryan and his grandmother Grace and Graham and their relationship. I liked Yaz being involved as a trainee policewoman. I thought that was really great how they linked with everything, and how we had Carl as well in there, and how it all gelled together really, really nicely. And you could see that it's going to be a very collaborative team effort, which is nice. I love the fact that Grace was a nurse. I love the fact about Graham, got to get over his fear. I love the fact about Ryan trying to conquer his dyspraxia, or at least help with that. Dyspraxia is a coordinational disorder. It's also known as um, coordination disorder as well. Dyspraxia is a cousin to dyslexia, and dysgraphia, and dyscalculia. Yes, so that's all the specific learning difficulties umbrella. So there's dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia. Have I done dyspraxia? Dyspraxia, dyslexia, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia. That's to do with messy handwriting. It's linked to coordination. Anyway, moving on from Ryan and his specific learning disability, I thought it was a really good episode. I like the fact it was also very humanly based, very character driven. The new Doctor, of course, was explaining regeneration and rebooting, and I'm loving the fact that we had I Am the Doctor at the end, which was very 11th Doctor-esque. We did have the lovely scene in a charity shop where she was trying on new clothes. I love the fact that she made her own sonic screwdriver. Yes, I know there's been complaints about its shape, but it's made of Sheffield steel spoons, so we can forgive that. Even though it is a bit lightsabery, but it was kind of cool. I love the fact that we actually saw the process of her making the sonic screwdriver, because it sets her up as to be a very sort of tomboy-esque figure, which was nice. Um, I'm loving the fact that all the companions asked really, really good questions, which remind me of Bill Potts, who is deceased, and the 12th Doctor's former companion. There were lots of little links that linked to old Doctor Who as well as with the new season, so that was nice. And the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, spent most of the time in the 12th Doctor's clothes, which is traditional for the first episode. It was a good introductory episode. It was a good 60 minutes running. I really enjoyed it. It was very funny as well, as being creepy and mysterious, and sort of like, how's this all going to fit together? And Ryan took in his bike, and it wasn't sort of, there were puzzles and mysteries to solve. Yes, it could be said that it was a little slow paced, but I kind of like that. I think that sometimes TV can be too fast and you don't enjoy what you're watching very much because it's so rushed. Yeah, note the 11th Doctor here. Yeah. Um, so I really, really enjoyed that. It allowed time for things to happen, and it allowed time for characters to reveal themselves. Obviously, this is spoilers. There is a death. Well, there's several deaths throughout the episode, and it was quite sad and poignant at various points in the episode, and how everybody was affected by that. I loved the ending. I think that it's going to be really interesting, the fact that this whole season could be TARDIS free. I mean, it does make things cheaper. We don't have to do a TARDIS set. We can actually spend the money visiting alien worlds, which looks like what we're going to be doing. So we had a nice Sheffield Earth-based episode, and it looks like the majority of time we're going to be off-world, which is interesting and rather good for Doctor Who, actually, because it has been very Earth-based. So I really enjoyed that episode. I thought it was very well handled, actually. I loved Yaz, and you could see that they were three people who need to develop, and you could see how they're going to support the 13th Doctor and how it was very collaborative. And I really actually enjoyed Carl. Carl was the one I wanted to actually see more of. And we did at the end, which was nice. But I feel that we should have taken Carl along. It's a shame that Grace didn't get to come, but you know, spoiler warning. Because I think that she would have actually really gelled the group, but actually she could have been over dominating. But would have been nice to actually see Jodie Whittaker and a older female, as well as like Yaz. But I think it's going to be really, really fun, and I think it's going to develop. I enjoyed the story, even if it was predatory, like Predator. But hey ho! I mean, we've had an alien themed episode where those spiders jumped on people's faces, which reminded me of Alien. That was Christmas episode with Peter Capaldi. So, but I did enjoy this one. I like the fact that you actually had space and time, and it allowed things to happen. And you had one scene to take you there, and then you had another scene to take you there, and the scenes were nicely sewn together. There was a nice pace to them, and it didn't feel like boom, 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 boom. It wasn't too quick. It was just enough, I think, and it was a good 60 minutes, which was nice. Next week it is in the UK. It's on at 6:55, but it is weird to have Doctor Who after Countryfile. Really weird. But it was upsetting on Countryfile about those puffins because they're becoming endangered. Anyway, that's Countryfile, not Doctor Who, which is what this is about. So we had an alien, we had interesting Suicide Squad task force neck bombs or collar bombs, which I thought was interesting. So we had links to Predator, we had links to Task Force X, Suicide Squad, and DC, which was nice. I like the fact that Doctor Who is able to take elements for other things and fuse them now, or they're able to be fused into Doctor Who. So I think that's quite interesting overall. Isn't it annoying about this light on my glasses, how it reflects? See, look, me without glasses, I actually can't see anything, literally. I'm all blurry when I look at the screen, so I've got to wear the specs. Oh, look, see if I put them on. Non-blurry, blurry. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I have really, really bad short sight. I can read all right. If it was words, we'd be laughing. Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on away from my eyesight. So the companions were really useful. The Doctor was really good. We had that lovely scene where obviously the Doctor always has to have a nap after regeneration to just fuse everything together, which I think is cool. Yes, I'm wearing original Star Wars t-shirt. Do a Doctor Who review. I kind of like it. It's retro. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was good. Jodie Whittaker she wasn't too sharp. She wasn't too soft. It was just right. It felt nice, nicely paced. Everybody had something to do that was important, and it all meshed together nicely. I think it's going to be really interesting what happens after the cliffhanger. I love the fact that they just ended up floating in space. What's going to happen next? It was perfect Doctor Who ending, but it also each episode was self-contained, and I feel that this particular writer, this Chris, is going to do a lot of episodes that are self-contained, that have a beginning, middle, and end, and they deal with that episode, and we move on to the next thing or link to the next one. So I think that's going to be interesting to actually have individual Doctor Who episodes that are self-contained, that don't have this arc business that we got from Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. Even though I do love a good arc, sometimes I think the Doctor Who actually benefits from having individual episodes. But maybe they'll have a couple of things that link into each other, just not loads, because otherwise Doctor Who gets so convoluted and bogged down in its own mythos and mythology and canon that you kind of can't appreciate the story that you're actually watching. And I felt that we could appreciate this story, which was the story of the woman who fell to Earth, two aliens, or was it one alien and his information box, one alien and his illegal tracker, and how the 13th Doctor got these characters to support her to basically remove this alien. And I thought that was really well done. It had a really good use of cranes. don't try climbing on cranes, people. That might not go down so well. But I thought it was really exciting. And it was nice that they used, like, you had Carl, you met Carl at the beginning and you had him at the end. So there was nice continuity there. And it was all self contained and wrapped up in a little ball. So overall, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. A little slow with the pacing, but I think it can afford to be a little slow with the pacing. So hence the 4 out of 5. Maybe some things could have been a little bit quicker, but actually, why not? So I hope you've enjoyed this review slash me randomly mumbling about it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh yeah, do you like it? This is a new fuzzy blanket with ferns slash palm trees on. So yeah, which is kind of cool. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of The Woman Who Fell to Earth in the comments below. Hope you've enjoyed it. Very David Bowie-esque, because he was the man who fell to earth. Anyway, moving on. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is the end of the review. I give it a 4 out of 5, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought it did a good job of honouring the past Doctor Who, past New Who, classic Doctor Who, and brings it into the future nicely. And I really actually liked the trailer that they did at the end of the episode, where you saw like some of the supporting characters that are going to be in each episode. It looks really diverse, which I support. I'm loving the fact that we've also got disability or specific learning disability in there, but it wasn't overplayed. You know, you had a wobble climbing up a crane, you had a wobble on a bike. Those are pretty, standard things for people with dyspraxia who do struggle with these things. But I mean, I think most people would struggle climbing up a crane, to be absolutely honest, because the steps are very narrow at the top. You do have to learn it. And I think some people take that for granted. But there you go. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. So bye. Into the stream.